Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trentham. Today we're in the Hepburn Spring Shire and we are on the opposite side of where we were previously in Mount Macedon Woodend and the Macedon Shire. Trentham is wedged between the Wombat State Forest and Daylesford, which is just down the road actually, not too far away. And this is a great stop while you are on your day trip out in country Victoria. A lot of great history here. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be exploring Trentham. We'll go out, we'll see what it has to offer, and I'll be sure to show you a lot of interesting sights along the way. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm here at the Redbeard Bakery enjoying my sausage roll. The Redbeard Bakery is one of Trentham's oldest bakeries, and based on Scottish tradition and baking of sourdough and bread, they have awesome baked goods here. Everything from breads to cakes to sweets and of course sausage rolls. So I've opted for the sausage roll today. I've already bitten into it a few times. Delicious. Stopping off here at the Redbeard Bakery is a must once you come into Trentham town, and before you move on to your other sites, make sure you come here and you grab one of these, either sausage roll or some of the other cakes that they've got inside. Have a look at that. Look how chunky it is. There's so much meat in there. It's also spicy as well. It tastes awesome. Look at that, very hypnotizing. Is that hypnotizing you? Okay, here I go. Okay, so we're heading back to the main strip now, and this is where the Redbeard Bakery was, just down this little laneway. Now we'll be exploring some of the main sights and sounds on the strip. G'day, boss.
No.
You don't mind if I film what you're painting?
No.
Thank you. What's it going to be?
Just a cup?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looks good. How long is that going to take?
What,
To finish it off, yeah?
Yeah,
Ah, nice. You picked the right day for it.
yes and no.
Bloody hot. Well, do you want a beer?
Nah,
No?
I've still got more to do.
Okay. That will probably just put you off.
It would.
Well, good luck with it. Looks good.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, enjoy. Look at the size of these trees. They've been cut back, but they're humongous. I'll have to zoom out on this one. Look at that. Had to zoom out on this one. Look at that. Look at the size of that trunk. It looks like a hand. Look at that. That's perfect. It's like a hand opening up to the heavens. Humongous. And there's another one right next to it. Check this one out. I'd say these trunks, or the trunk, with these other trunks that come out of it, are probably 3 times the size of me. Look at this one. Crazy big. That's that one, that's the hand. And then there's this one here. I'd say these trees are probably at least 1,000 years old. There's still a bit of sawdust on there. It's like they've been freshly cut. They're humongous. It's such a shame that they had to cut them though, but I guess that's life. It looks as though it's on somebody's property, so it was probably doing a bit of damage, and the fence looks quite new as well. They've probably put in a new fence, and there's this one over here, which is still big, but maybe not as... Yeah, it is big, but not as wide, I'd say. Look at that one. Look at that. It's humongous. Such a shame that they cut them. And here we have a horse trough used by the horses to drink water. And I'd say in the old days that they would park their horses here just off the main strip. Very strategic spot underneath these awesome trees. And if I close my eyes and just think of the yesteryears, the horses would be right here drinking from the trough, which is right in front of me. And then the owners would probably go to the Cosmopolitan Hotel, which is right there, probably for a drink or food or both. And then they'll probably head up the road to do their business. There's a post office, there's other general stores, there's doctors and so forth. Everything is on the main strip here, but the horses would stay here in the shade. Very nice. Okay, a bit of history for you guys. So this trough behind me has an inscription on there that says Annis and George Bills. Now, the story has it that Annis and George Bills were a wealthy couple that came out here from England, Brighton, I think it was. I just read about it, and they had a business in Sydney. And basically, what happened was, in his will, they stated, or George Bill stated, that he wanted to leave behind a legacy of looking after the needy. And a portion of his estate was used to construct 500 horse troughs in and around Australia, and this is one of them. This horse trough right here is one of those 500. It says 500. It could be more. I'm unsure. But how's that for a story? So, and after George passed away, his wife Annis continued the work and the legacy of George Bills, and this trough belongs to that legacy. So it's been sitting here probably for over 100 years, and the hard work of George is seen here today in this stone trough. Like, what an awesome legacy. And apparently there's over 500 of these troughs around Australia or in the area. I don't know, I didn't read that much, but I just think that that's amazing. You know, every time a horse or an animal drinks from this trough, it is thanks to George. So thank you, George. Very good. I'm standing in front of a big piece of history here in Trentham, and it's located on this estate right here. There's actually a bit going on here, but I want to talk to you about this building for now. And this building right here was actually a cop shop, a police station. This room right here, this one right here, was the headquarters. So the police actually sat in here. Come with me, I want to show you something else. 2 steps that way, this is a single cell lockup that's right behind the police station, which is just at the front there. And check this out. You're not getting out of this. Look at that. There's no way you're getting out of this single cell lockup. Solid. Now here's a piece of history. So apparently the history of this building is unclear, but it was brought on site in 1879, and it was basically a 2-cell lockup, and they probably used this as well at some stage Not too sure, it's a bit unclear, but I'm starting to think that there was a lot of crime going on here, and they had to kind of call in a prefabricated cell which consists of, or building which consists of two cells, so one there and one there, just to kind of keep up with demand. This is amazing, look at that. You got the metal railings at the bottom. I don't want to go in there because there could be snakes or something, but it's pretty old and it's kind of closed off, so we'll respect that and just look at it from a distance. But there's two cells here, there's one there, and there was a double cell there, so this one's a horse stable, which I'm guessing the police would put their horses in, and that was just a storage building. So there was a bit going on here at the headquarters. You see there's a number of boards with interesting information about this area on the site where this particular cop shop is, or former police station, which is right there. Now, are we ready for this? This board is pretty good. Out of all the boards, there's a few around here, this one sticks out for me. I just want to highlight what this town has gone through and how it's been affected. So the name on the board is Change, Depression and Disease. And check this out. So in 1890, Trentham was affected by the major financial institutions that crashed in Melbourne. In 1893, the measles disease closed down the primary school and there was an epidemic. In 1894, there was a typhoid epidemic. In 1899 to 1902, the British War, and a number of district men had to enlist into the mountain regiment. So a lot of males got taken out of town. In 1900, there was drought and bushfires. Get this. In 1905, there was more bushfires. And in 1906, they actually introduced a telegraph service to kind of help with that, which probably is good news amongst all this bad stuff. In 1907, there was a whooping cough epidemic. In 1909, a diphtheria epidemic. This just kind of continues on and on. Like, it's just so much suffering for such a small town. I don't know if other towns also suffered like this, but this particular board, Change, Depression and Disease, 1891 to 1913, like, would have been a massive kind of blow to this town. And I'm not sure, I haven't read into it yet, I'm not too certain if the population dwindled, but I'm sure I saw something like that when I was reading a website. But this is amazing. Like, this town has gone through so much and it's still here. So it's a testament to the people of Trentham that, I guess, they're Aussie battlers. They just keep going. Interesting part of town. There's a bit of sadness here. All right, we'll keep moving. Long and lonely streets around here, particularly wide roads. I'm standing in the middle of a cross junction. Main road's over there. And these are the roads that come off the main street. The odd car goes past, there's one coming now. But very quiet. The police station, the traditional police station we just visited, is over there. The main strip is just over here. We'll be heading that way now. And this is the neighbourhood. Very quiet at this stage. I'm probably the loudest thing here now. Very green. This looks like a swimming pool or so. No one in there. The pool actually looks empty, but very interesting, very nostalgic, this town. it's always worth walking off the main strip to see what's around. I guess the real life in Trentham and all of these smaller country Victorian or Australian towns are off the strip. So go for a bit of a walk and see what you find. Okay, I'm just in a really beautiful spot here. These trees that line this street provide so much shade and coolness on this hot day. I can't explain this. This is amazing. I'll stand in the middle of the road and show you how good these trees are. Look at that. What a street to live on. And if up there's actually little cockies up there in the shade of these trees. Beautiful. And these nice rustling of leaves as the breeze goes between the trees. But here I am at the historic Trentham Railway Station. This is what I've wanted to show you guys. And it's just off the main road as well. And this railway station is no longer in use, but it's actually become a bit of a heritage site, and you can walk the trail, which I'll talk about shortly. Historic Trentham Railway Station and Visitor Information Centre. Once again, thinking back into the yesteryears and what was once here. Close your eyes. Wow, look at that. Look at that. You've got grass that's actually grown all the way over where the tracks were. And then here on the left hand side, you've got the former station. So if you close your eyes right now, you'd imagine a nice locomotive, steam locomotive rolling in. People dressed up over here in their traditional clothing, frocks and what have you, ready to take the train and maybe go into Melbourne. Unbelievable. Sense of nostalgia here. There's a carriage or two right in front of us. Maybe these were used to bring across that cell that we just looked at, the two-person lockup cell. And there you have it right there. Trentham. Why doesn't Trentham have a functioning train station anymore? Does anyone know why? Can anyone tell us why? So going this way is the Domino Trail. If you take this path all the way up, you'll end up in Linville. And that is a 6-kilometre hike and probably a little bit hot to do today. I did consider doing it, but 6 kilometres up and 6 kilometres back will take me quite a while. I'll probably put that aside for another day, but if you do want to start the Domino Trail, there's an actual board right here that talks about the Domino Trail and where to start from. 6 kilometres in length and takes about 1.25 to 1.5 hours to complete one way, and then you've got to come back. For all the walking enthusiasts, the Domino Trail starts from here and you can take it, or you can walk up and take it from an alternative location. But I think a lot of people actually start from the historic railway station here in Trentham and they walk all the way up. I think some people start from here because it's scenic, but down that way it will take you down the Domino Trail and you will hit the Linville, and then you'll need to come back, or unless you want someone to go on the other side and meet you there with the car, and then that's it, you just go one way. But I'd probably recommend doing that in the morning. It's the afternoon now, it's quite hot. You really need to plan for it. So let's explore the train station a little bit more. Alright, I've done the adventurous thing and I've hopped down off the platform, and now I'm on the former tracks, which is grass now. No longer are the tracks here, or there's just kind of bits and pieces that represent the tracks, and there's the old station right there. So once upon a time the trains will roll through here, and we've got a few carriages that are still left here to die maybe, or just kind of put here as show of what it once was. And here we are, walking on the tracks. There's kind of remnants of the tracks here. It's interesting. Interesting how life changes from a bustling train station to an empty graveyard. It's peaceful though, and I bet it would be busy on the weekends, especially now that the weather is better. But this is it. Trentham Railway Station. Guys, I'm going back up, but I've just found this spot right here, which is at the side of the platform, where you can safely go up and down. So don't jump off the platform like I did. Use the steps on the side of the platform, and then that lets you safely come down here onto the tracks where I am now, and then you can safely go back up. So don't do the silly thing that I did and jump off the platform. Use the steps. So just down the road from Trentham town, approximately 5-minute drive away, we have the Trentham Falls. And the Trentham Falls are the largest single drop waterfall, or waterfalls, in Victoria. So what I mean by single fall, there's no obstruction to the water going from the top to the bottom. There's been quite a bit of rain here, and as a result the waterfall is quite active, and there's a lot of water. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to the waterfall to show you guys, but it's quite impressive. A lot of water, it's making a lot of sound, and there's actually a ridge as you come down from up top. That's where you park. You come down some steps, not too strenuous. You come down onto this ridge, and you kind of have to view the waterfalls from a viewing deck, which they've carved into the side of the hill or the mountain here. So very nice place. Let me get a little bit closer and show you the water. There's quite a drop here, guys, so don't jump the fence. There's signs everywhere saying don't jump, because the drop is very imminent. It's not even like 2 meters away from me. So if you jump this fence, which is right behind me, there's a chance that you could slip and fall. The waterfall is right there. Come onto this viewing deck area, view it from here. Do not jump the fence. It's very nice, it's very quiet once again during the week. I'd say if you come here on the weekend, it might get a bit busy, so you might want to be a bit strategic of when you come here. I'm here midweek. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. There's a few cars here, but no one actually No people here looking at the waterfall. It's peaceful. It's close to Trentham town, and it's worth a look. I'm going to be moving on now. I'm going to try and find another place of interest on the way home because we still have time. I saw a few places that are very interesting, but it all depends because it's midweek, and midweek most of the places are closed. They mostly open up for the weekends. So if we're lucky, we're going to slip in one more place before we go home. So let's keep moving. Hey everybody. So we're on the Domino trail. I've decided to drive around from Trentham to Linville and come onto the Domino trail. Just the tail end of it. We're not going to do the whole thing, but I thought it will be pretty important to show you how good this place is. And the scenery is amazing. It's cool. It's full of trees, full of wildlife, birds chirping all around me. The path is quite narrow, so you'll probably want to put on some good shoes before you hike this path, but we're not going to go all the way. We're just going to go through a little bit to give you a taste of what the Domino Trail is all about, and hopefully one day, maybe in the near future, we can come back and do the whole thing. I think it's about 6 kilometers up and 6 kilometers back. There's no one here at the moment, so it's just me. It's very nice. It's very tranquil, serene and pristine, and I think that the tracks used to go through here as well. I can't see evidence of train tracks as I did on the other side, but here I can just see a trail, but I'll have to look that up and see if the train tracks actually extended out here. On the map it actually shows a train track, but I'm not sure if it's the track that I'm walking on or if it's a track nearby. But we'll keep walking. Let's see what we find. Okay, so we've found evidence of what seems to be is a potential railway log, or a log that kind of supports the railway track. So I'm guessing that this is or was the tracks that I'm walking on. So there we go, that's pretty solid, and it does resemble a railway track. So if I have to say, am I walking on the railway track or the ex-railway track? I think I am. After approximately 15 to 20 minutes of walking, we've come to the first landmark on the Domino Trail, and there it is right there. It's the old train track. So as you're walking down the train tracks, you're diverted with arrows to go a different way, because I think that train track is unsafe at the moment. And you get to this spot right here and you can see it. And I recall seeing that on the internet as one of the main sites along the way as you go up the Domino Trail. I'm standing right across it. I wouldn't advise to go there because there's long grass and there could be snakes. Where I am now is probably even a little bit dangerous, but I made sure that there's no high grass around here so I can see at least where I'm standing. But that's the former track. Once upon a time, the track that ran from Trentham to Linville, that's it right there. And now what we're walking, and that former train track, is called the Domino Trail. Little things are biting me. Thank God they're not snakes. I don't want to stick around here for too much longer. There's dense bushland. I will probably finish up here, guys. I want to thank everybody once again for watching my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this tour of Trentham and the Trentham Falls and the Domino Trail, which comes out all the way to Linville, which is where we are now. It's been a journey for me as well, because I didn't know about the background, or not much, about Trentham. We've learnt a few things along the way, and hopefully we will continue our travels very soon. But in the meantime, if you can kindly like, subscribe and share my videos, that will be great. We're trying to build the channel and get more people to come on the journey with us, particularly around Australia. Because what we want to do is we want to expose and kind of show all of these places to people around the world, and get them also to come out and enjoy these sights and sounds as well. And the best part about all this is it's free. All of these trails and visiting all of these sites are free, and you don't need to spend a lot of money, and you can spend the day out in the fresh air, and it's not too hot where I am at the moment as well, which is great. But I won't go into that. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to ask me any comments as well about the video today. I'm more than happy to answer those questions, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Adios.